and welcome to my video journal detailing my entire viewing of The Simpsons. The Simpsons need no introduction. Most people are aware of America's most dysfunctional family and the show that refuses to die. The Simpsons is the longest running animated show and one of the largest brands in the entire world. I will always remember watching it at 6 p.m. on RTE2 every Monday to Friday. Now, why am I doing this? That is the real question to be asked. As of 2 years ago, as of time writing, I watched all of Futurama, 170 episodes, and then I decided to watch all of One Piece, 168 episodes. Now that I've climbed that hill and that relative mountain, I've decided why not go back and watch The Simpsons as a new challenge. There's a new movie coming out this time next year, and I decided I wanted to watch every single episode before the movie came out, and I wanted to see if I'd be willing to do it or not. So, my plan is to watch 3 episodes a day. Now, will this be feasible? Probably. More than likely not. I will be missing a few days here and there. But anyways, as I was saying, Season 1. Let's go for it, shall we? Season 1 has the fewest episodes of any season, only coming in at 13 episodes. That's not much of a season compared to later ones, but it does lay the groundwork for what The Simpsons is, could be, and will be, introducing characters, key plot points, and recurring locations. Let's go over the breakdown of my reviews, shall we? I'm going to talk about my favourite episode and why it's my favourite episode, as well as my least favourite episode and why I personally do not like it. And as well as that, we'll be going over Stonecutter episodes. What's a Stonecutter episode, you might ask? It's an episode that I think is like a keystone or main point of the show. Episode that is just simply unskippable. Episodes that are either too funny, introduce relevant characters or plot beats that will be referenced on later on, or other key elements that make The Simpsons, i.e. non-filler episodes in a very fillery show. So, as you can probably tell by my lack of editing skills, I'm not the real Slim Jims or any other famous YouTuber who covers The Simpsons. There's Little Me and the real Slim Jims. I'm not doing this to become famous, I'm not doing this to become a better video editor, I'm not doing it for anything. This is a personalized video that I'm going to do for myself and maybe a few of my friends just to track my own progress and hopefully become a better editor. If I get 10 views, I'd be happy with that. If I got 0 views, I'd be happy with that. I'm doing this for no one but myself. So, let's go over my favourite episode, that being Krusty Gets Busted. This is, in my opinion, the first great episode of The Simpsons. The amazing voice actor by Kelsey Grammer that brings Bob from just a mediocre side character up to a relevant character who is still used in modern seasons with pretty much the exact same voice and tone. The jokes are hilarious. It shows Bart actually being smart and capable for once, which is usually not Bart's strong area, but when something he cares about, that's when it brings Bart out. All around, it is great, as well as it's a framing episode that needs to be unframed. I think it's fantastic. Now, for my least favourite episode, it would have to be, unfortunately, Call of the Simpsons. In my opinion, this is just simply the weakest episode of the whole season. The plot is bare bones. Homer, mainly, is jealous of Flanders and his new RV, so he gets a really cheap one because he can't afford anything higher, which is a recurring bit in The Simpsons. But it's just, I don't know, downright mean. Nothing really happens. The only thing that I can talk about is just the scenes with Maggie and the bears. That's actually really cute. So, moving on from favourite to least favourite, onto the Stonecutter episodes. As I mentioned earlier, Stonecutter episodes I think are the ones that are most important to watch. So we start off with, of course, Simpsons roasting on an open fire. Where else to start? It's the unofficial pilot. It introduces Santa Little Helper, which is a new member of the family, introduces all the characters really well, and just goes to show it's a really good pilot episode, even though it wasn't designed to be a pilot. Up next, Homer's Odyssey. While his animation style is a bit rough and arguably the worstest, you can see in the card shot below, it is key because this is the first Homer Gets a Job episode, and it introduces Homer becoming a safety inspector, which is Homer's key job for the rest of the show. While you don't need to watch this episode, it does somewhat explain it. Up next, Bart the General. A bit of an unconventional kick, yes, I'm aware, but it introduces Nelson as well as Grandpa for the first time as a real character, as well as the Milhouse and all the other school friends. I think it's a great episode, plus it actually uses a lot of animation style, some frame cuts that weren't used in animation before, using a lot more movie ones, which actually broke the ground at the time of its release. It is actually that important. Up next is Krusty Gets Busted. As pointed out earlier, this is my favourite episode of this season. I think it's fantastic. Introduces the long-running Bart versus Sideshow Bob plot point that is still going to this day. It introduces many facts about Krusty, his peacemaker, and all this other stuff that is relevant to him and his character going forward. The final Stonecutter episode is Some Enchanted Evening. Some Enchanted Evening was the original pilot, but had to be sent back due to its amazingly terrible animation styles. It actually still works as a season ender, and I think it's really good. So, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching my video. I will see you all next time. And what do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Put it in the comments below.